Oh shit. Damn. What's up, guys? We're back. I'm sick as fuck. Got COVID. It ain't ideal, but we got to get a video out this week for you. I'm not gonna bore you with me talking too much right now because I know I sound like shit. We ended up taking the Colorado down to the track though, and as you can see, this thing is tore apart. We ended up torching both cylinder heads on this thing, killed the gaskets. That ain't ideal either, so working on getting that fixed. That was going to be this week's video, but as you can see, things didn't go as planned. I actually got the engine back for the Caravan as well. Unfortunately, this thing was not assembled when I got it back, so we got to do all that ourselves. And instead of putting out a video saying the Caravan's back and me fucking this up and it not being back actually the second it starts, I figure we're going to give that some time and put out a different video so I know for sure that it's actually back. With that said, I actually have the 1G in the shop today. I'm gonna be attempting to do a T-850 transmission swap in this thing. But up until recently, I wasn't even sure if it was entirely possible. I've heard of a couple people doing it, but I've never seen it done, and a lot of people said it's not possible to do. The trans just won't physically fit in the chassis. But I actually got a buddy on Instagram that I just seen done the swap, hit him up. He sent me over some pictures, some info on how to do it, so we're just going to follow off what he did and see if we can't pull this off. I'll include the link to his stuff right here. Big shout out to him for all the help. We're going to see if we can't knock this out and make this a video. It's currently Thursday actually, it's midnight Thursday morning. And like I said, we got to get a video out this week. And since that fell through and I don't trust that that's going to run right, we're going to try and knock this out. COVID or no COVID, we're going to try and make something happen. Now, unfortunately, this isn't just a straightforward bolt-in affair. Yes, the trans will bolt in, but there's a lot of trimming that's got to be involved. The shifter's got to be modified. The pedals have to be modified. A whole mess of shit has to be modified to make this work. So we're just going to get to it, and hopefully I don't fuck this car up because this is a really good car. And kind of nervous about doing this swap. I hope I don't ruin it. But in the end, if all goes well, doubt I'll regret doing it. So we'll see. Good God. This ain't my best look, but I was a little overzealous on thinking I was going to get this done tonight. Anyways, I got some mounts off, got the intercooler pops off, axles out, most of the bolts, pretty much all the bolts out of the bell housing. I got a little bit of ways. I think the trans is pretty much getting ready to drop now aside for the trans mount. I might have to take this off and tip the motor down, but I'm gonna be real, I ain't really feeling it tonight. If I do that, I don't even think I got the strength to muster that thing out of there, so throttle body's off as well. Yeah, we're probably just gonna reconjoin up in the morning or the evening. Alright, it's the next day. I'm still sick, as you can tell. Ain't been a good time, but I went ahead, got the trans dropped up out of this thing. Thing kind of fought me, it sucked. This is a really tight engine bay in comparison to like a second gen, in my opinion anyways. Just everything is just so much more cramped up in here. It's crazy. So this ain't gonna be a fun install, and unfortunately, we ain't even halfway done yet. So as you can see here, I got a whole mess of parts, and this is all the new stuff that we have to put in here, which means we still gotta pull the pedal assembly out of the car, the brake booster out, the shifter out, linkages. We got to do all this stuff and convert it over to a hydraulic clutch setup. As you know, this thing is a clutch cable setup. You can see the quadrant back there on the firewall. That's your adjuster, so that's got to come out. The booster's got to come out because this thing is bigger than a second gen booster. That'll free up a little bit of room, and once that's out, then we're gonna have to figure out how we're mounting the clutch master cylinder to the firewall somewhere back there. It's gonna be a mess. Kind of regretting my decision on doing this right now, but ain't really got a choice. Alright, so I got the new flywheel bolted on, torqued down in there. Unfortunately, we come over here and check the drawer. We got all kinds of alignment tools, and believe it or not, not a single one is the one I need. So I'm kind of at a standstill right now on finishing putting in the clutch and the pressure plate. So screwed myself on that, didn't order one because I should have one laying around. Is what it is. I'll try and track one down as quick as I can. So I guess for now we're just going to work on getting this booster out, the clutch cable out, shifter out, just get the whole interior side done, start shoving some of this stuff in here, and yeah, we're just gonna get to the trans later on. All right, as you can see, I got the pedals out, master, booster, everything like that is out. So we're gonna be working on getting the new booster in, the pedals in. You know, just keep slinging it away. I gotta still pull the shift linkages out. Whatever reason, they always do 3 bolts down and 1 bolt up, so I gotta lift the car back up to get the 1 bolt, and we'll do that. We're getting close, not really. Yet again, another long day. I'm just gonna say, if you're thinking about doing a T-850 swap on a first gen Neon, don't. Shit's trash, ain't worth all this headache. Granted, if all this was out of here, I'm sure it would be somewhat more simple, but ain't nothing about this simple. I'm gonna be real with you. I swapped the Caravan to a manual with a T-850. This thing's just tight, y'all. Like, there's just no room to do this. As you can see, like, you can't even get back in there, but bear with me. There is a clutch master cylinder back there on the firewall. That has been a headache. Good luck if y'all go to attempt this. Like I said, you do have to use a 2nd gen brake booster. Frees up a little bit of room. I also have the SRT4 clutch and brake pedal assembly up in there that has to be modified. It will not fit without cutting the top off of that thing. I'm getting ready to work on the shifter assembly. You got to use the base of the 1st gen and the shifter rod from the 2nd gen. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, but we're gonna do some mixing and matching over there and see what we can make work. Other than that, like I said, this has been a damn nightmare. I know I look like shit. Laugh if you want. But we're in the home stretch. At least it makes me feel a little bit better if I say that anyways. The clutch is on, it's torqued down, intermediate shaft is changed. Shifter linkage is converted over to the SRT4 stuff. So we just gotta get the trans on, get it mounted. I had to take the hood latch and cable out of the car because it runs right through where you have to put that master. So you're gonna have to figure something out on that still. Like I said, this shit's a nightmare. 100%, 10 out of 10. Would not recommend. Regret the fuck out of this. I'm going home. See you tomorrow. Alright guys, so another thing you have to do to get this T-850 trans to fit in here is there is this lip that runs right down here on the bottom of this frame rail. You have to trim that piece off. Things have escalated. That thing was not going up in there. Sucks, but obviously we have room now.
What's even a bigger deal than this is the fact that I'm not in a blue shirt that says American Appliance. Hey now.
So we pretty much got the engine bay buttoned up aside for brakes. We're gonna have to figure out brake lines, probably not today obviously, but we will be able to get it up on the lift and go through all the gears if all goes as planned. I'm working over here right now on the shifter assembly. We got the 1st gen base right here. I just disassembled a 2nd gen base. So from what I was told, I don't know why, but you're supposed to use the 2nd gen rod in this, and to do that, it looks like we're gonna have to take this clip off, pull this unit off of there, and swap it out with this one because it just works with this base. Also, right here is kind of like a shift stop. So we're gonna have to cut and modify this to some degree so the shifter can move further to actuate the linkage. I don't know, I was playing around with it. That's what it looks like it needs. We're gonna try it and go from there. So we'll cut it, put this in there, and see if it works. So I got the shifter bolted down in here, as you can see, right there. It's pretty much where I had to notch it. It's pretty decent. Also had to notch over here. Damn. I just took the whole bottom off that deal because when I was rocking it, it was dragging. Better safe than sorry. That way I ain't got no shifting issues. Unfortunately, I do have shifting issues, and I'm not sure why yet. First, second, then third. Sometimes it won't take. That's 3rd and 4th, 5th. It's a little weird. See, it's a little weird. It just gets caught somewhere, and I'm not sure what it's getting caught up on. It just binds up. I played with the crossover cable here on the adjustment, but it's like this whole shifter base needs to go forward. So I might slot this and see. I'm not sure if that's going to help any because the linkages have to sit where they sit. But as you can see, it's maxed all the way out right there. Not ideal, but it does seem to be functioning. I guess we're gonna start it up, try and run it through the gears, see if the clutch is working. If you look right up there, I built that plate just to kind of brace and support the firewall. I through bolted the clutch master. I actually had to press out the studs because they wasn't long enough with the way the firewall's designed. If a man wanted to do it right, I guess he'd have to like flatten out his firewall or something, but I wasn't getting into all that. Pedals are mounted. I still got to do a gas pedal. That ain't no thing. My previous one, it was broke. As you can see, someone got a little ghetto with the holes down in there. That was a mess trying to get it out, but I can cross that bridge later. We're gonna go ahead and hook the battery up, and hopefully it's got enough charge to start this thing and run it through the gears. Sitting on the ground, ain't got no seat. Okay, it's a good sign. Neutral. Clutch in. Let's see if reverse works. Alright, y'all, it looks like we got all the gears. This thing has whooped my ass, been going hard at it all week. Way bigger job than I expected it to be. You know, I went into this thinking I've done the van, so how hard could it be? It's just, this thing is just super tight in every aspect of it. So, it is possible. 110%, like I said, got to do a little trimming down there just so a lip doesn't catch anything like that. Godspeed on doing that if you choose to do this with everything in the car. It sucks. I'd 100% only recommend doing this if you're planning on having the motor and everything else out because it sucks. Honestly, the dash needed to come out too to do them pedals. It's just so tight. But we got it done. Like I said, there's a little bit more buttoning up to do. We're going to have to figure out why the linkages ain't, you know, 100% on shifting. Still got to do the brake lines. Unfortunately, this is my daily. I have had this thing down all week and it sucks, and it looks like it's going to be down a little bit longer than I expected. I guess it is possible if you want to do a T-850 swap in a first-gen Neon. I don't recommend it. It ain't worth it. The T-350 shifted great. Arguably better than any T-850 I've had. Yes, it's a little bit weaker, but these cars are lighter, so it's not that it needs to be that much stronger. Unless you're going to be on like a 13-inch slick and just solely drag racing like a 9-second car. You might go through some transmissions at that point, and this might be worth it to you. But unless you're doing that, don't do it. It sucks. Maybe I'm just being a bitch because I'm sick. If so, that's fair. But we're going to go ahead and end this video off here. It's 5 o'clock on Sunday. This video was supposed to be up 5 hours ago. I still got to go home, edit all this up. I haven't even got to rest this week, so I'm going to go do that, get this up. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. Y'all know the deal. Once I get this buttoned up, hopefully tomorrow, at, you know, maybe Tuesday, we're going to start on the van's motor, try and get it knocked out this week. Streetcar Takeover Bristol is this weekend, or this coming up weekend, so we got a lot to do. Truck stuff's at the machine shop, so hopefully we'll get that figured out head-wise. Unfortunately, we did check the block, and there is a little bit of suspect stuff going on down here too, so I'm not sure if we're going to be pulling that out yet and having it decked. If it ain't one thing, it's another. You know how it goes. Like I said, we're going to end this off here. I'm done with this car. Like, share, subscribe. Till next time. Peace.